Hey everyone, my name is Ryan and you're watching the Hikes for David channel, where I bring adventures from the outdoors to all of you and to my brother who isn't able to explore the wilderness, so I take the wilderness to my brother. So you're planning your next hiking trip and the trail is roughly 5 miles. You're working out your vacation itinerary, and so you need to know how long is this 5 mile hike going to take. Um, this is a question that's often asked online when people are planning out their next adventure. You know, is it going to take me all afternoon? Is it going to take me an hour? They want to be able to schedule their trip around their hike. This isn't always easy because there are a lot of factors that come into play. The truth is, a 5 mile hike will take longer for some people, less time for others. It depends on a lot of factors, so let's take a look at what those are. Number one, elevation gain. You're walking a mountain. How much climbing are you going to be doing during the hike? Some trails start at a lower elevation and they climb 1,000 feet, for example, or more at a steady incline. So you're not doing too steep of a trail, but you're still working. You're still climbing. Other trails make the same elevation gain, but at a steeper incline. So you're hitting that 1,000 feet not necessarily sooner, but every step you take is steeper in that progress. So the steeper the incline, the slower your hiking is going to be. Each step put in front of the other, because it's steeper, is going to be harder, it's going to be slower. So always take elevation gain into account. So you can tell this by contour lines on the map. They're basically the circular lines that go around. They kind of draw out almost, the mountaintop will have these lines radiating around them. That's basically your elevation lines. The closer those contour lines are together, the steeper the climb is going to be. So if your trail is going up, those contour lines that are very close together, you're talking about a steep trail. If they're further apart, you've got a nice smooth incline that you're going up. If it goes along the lines, you're walking a ridge and there's no elevation. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the trails. The other thing to take into account, number two, is the terrain type. So if there are a lot of rocks or roots that you have to balance on while you're hiking, you'll have to walk more slowly to keep your balance. If it's a well-maintained trail and it's smooth, you'll be able to walk much faster. So that's the second thing to keep in mind. The third is the weather. Always look at the weather forecast for when you go hiking. Is it going to be snowing? Is it going to be raining? Is it going to be foggy? Any non-ideal weather conditions are going to slow you down for obvious reasons. Obviously, you'll need to plan ahead for what you're going to wear on your hike based on weather conditions, but keep in mind that you may also have to walk more slowly due to lower visibility, potentially more slippery trail conditions. So elevation gain, terrain type, weather conditions. Three things to keep into account that will alter how long it actually takes this 5 mile. We're going to do the 5 mile calculation to see how long it takes, but those things will vary this calculation. Those are the things that can't be factored into an equation. You just have to pay attention to those three things and then increase or decrease the time it's going to take depending on what those conditions are. So let's take a look at how to calculate your average hiking speed. Use a treadmill, flat treadmill at the gym, and walk 1 mile. So you're going to use the treadmill to time how long it takes you to walk 1 mile at a normal pace, whatever your hiking pace is. Using this rate, you'll know how long it takes you to hike 1 mile. You can calculate how long it takes you to hike 5 miles by multiplying that number of minutes to hike 1 mile by 5. It's that simple. So on average, people typically walk a mile on average, if you're in moderate health, in 20 minutes. Or about roughly 3 miles in 1 hour. Slower hikers may hike 1 mile in 30 minutes, or 2 miles, only 2 miles in 1 hour. Faster hikers can often hike up to 4 miles in 1 hour. So let's take an average hiker that hikes 3 miles an hour and let's do the math. If 1 mile takes 20 minutes, then 5 miles multiplied out times 20 minutes, it'll take you 100 minutes. So that's 5 miles in 1.5 hours. If 1 mile takes you 30 minutes to walk, then multiply 5 times 30, you've got 150 minutes, which is exactly 2.5 hours. So an average hiker will take between 1.5 to 2.5 hours to hike 5 miles, depending on your skill level, the terrain, and the weather conditions. Again, remember, after you have that number calculated, to look at the contour lines on the map so you know whether there's any elevation that's going to slow down your mileage. Check the weather so you know if you'll have to walk slower to stay safe. And also remember to check the trail type. Are there roots? Are there rocks? What are the trail conditions as well? So I hope this video helped you as you're planning your next great adventure in the wilderness. Do the hike, do it with your family. Calculate the slowest person in your group. How long that person will take will be how long it takes you as a group to walk that trail. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helps you with planning your next adventure. Stay tuned to this channel for future hiking tips, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Just take a few seconds, click the button down below. I'm trying to bring the highest quality hiking videos to YouTube, and that means I'm going to show you maps, trail highlights, all the best views on the trail, any good picnic spots, any wildlife we see, all in 4K high quality video. And we'll see you on the next hike.